Morning, Aviar. We're gonna start in a second. Just getting some things situated, and we will proceed. All right, it's intro time, and then we'll go ahead and we'll get into it. Hey Joy, how are you? Hello, everybody. What's going on? Everybody can hear me. We're all set there. We're good. We're good. Speak to me, Javier. What's going on? No, yeah, I had a couple of those days last week, so totally understand. What up, Jesse? What up? What up? Dude, I've been busy this morning trying to set up for this and stuff, so I haven't listened to your voice message yet, but I promise I will as soon as I can. But sure, it was fire, man. No, so a couple things. One, I have not recorded anything since our last outing of this, just because I've been super swamped, but luckily I have some layover. I will be recording this week. My wife's home all week, so I have a lot more time to do that, but I want to put that out there because Techno, what's going on? What's going on, my man? Welcome in. So I have my calendar up here. I'm gonna be releasing the Joint Dale Joint hat, the Elvis and Ren collab that he created. That should be releasing sometime today. So look out for that. It's supposed to be at least a video every day. There's probably gonna be a couple days where there's 2 videos. So look out for that. Have a job and roof over my head. So yeah, keeping it real. Good job, Joy. That's like the bare minimum, unfortunately, of what we need to live, right? So it's what it is. But welcome everybody in. Don't even remember what it was. No worries, Jesse. I do have some leftover stuff from, well, I have one from leftover from last stream. I have to go and look at it. Oh man, my eyes. But Evelyn's not in here right now, so if she's not in here, I'll wait to record it. But that's it. So lots of stuff coming up on the Patreon. I was just now kind of going through the chord progressions for high ren, because I'm going to do a full music breakdown. So stay tuned for that I'll be filming after this. I'm excited for that one because as you guys know, high ren is what started the channel, right? And I'm just excited for that. Really, really excited to see kind of just do a deep dive of the music on that. And then so that will be on Patreon, and then I will also do another video of deep diving into the message of high ren, which we've kind of done, but I want to do like a really deep dive and kind of talk about the effects of what he speaks about in the song and stuff like that. So I'm really excited about that. The Patreon's going to be ramping up this week for sure. And those of you who can't afford to support or don't want to support, whatever it is, those will be out eventually on YouTube, but for right now they're going to be solely Patreon. It might be a month or 2 before they're out on YouTube, but you will get them. It's just you have to wait a little bit longer. So but I want to do the business portion of stuff first. Joy, I try to look at the positive of everything right now. My life for a long time, and still is at times, Jesse kind of called me out on it again yesterday, is looking at just the negative. I'm trying to look at only positives at this point. So that's what we have to do to kind of stay sane, right? That's much better. So that's what we're gonna be doing. Anyways, today is just because I'm stuck in the negative right now. Oh, so you don't need me pile on negative on top of your negative. I get you, Jesse. I get you. So yeah, if you guys have anything you would like to react to, go ahead and use that QR code up there. Use the Streamlabs what do you call it? The Streamlabs link. Let me actually get that in here. Give me a second. I just saw it actually. There. You can use that link. I also have Cash App, which should be in the description. I have a whole bunch of other stuff that if that doesn't work, because Streamlabs has been sucking lately, that you can use. Otherwise, we'll have some fun today. I have a couple things I want to react to that we can do live. And then I also wanted to do my try not to laugh. So if there's no reaction request, which is totally fine, we have stuff we got to do. So I'm not tripping over that. Yeah, man, it's been kind of like you, Jesse. It's been a minute of me being able to like focus on one thing and have drive to do one thing other than kind of messing around, just because of how busy work has been. So like, if you guys feel like I kind of missed the mark on what I said would come out this month, that's because it has. But apparently I hold myself to a higher standard than anybody else does, so I guess I just need to get over it. Hello. So I think it was middle of last month, maybe. Oh yeah. If there isn't any requests, I'm gonna go ahead and react to the Ren video from last week or 2 weeks ago that I haven't reacted to yet. I haven't even recorded it. I haven't looked at it because like I said, I've been busy. But this was a good day. Oh, hey JMK, how are you? I wish I could take a shower, nice hot shower, and just like sit in there. So this was what I had planned for this month. I did a lipata, and that's pretty much it. So anything highlighted, I wanted to make sure I'm gonna get out. So you're gonna get heavy this top 4 right here. These top 4 will be coming out before the end of the month. Whether I have to fit them in the weekends, that's fine. But these 4 will come out, and then I'm hopefully gonna get to the warning as well, and then Ginger. The rest are kind of up in the air. And then I have the Ren stuff and all that too. So there's a lot that I want to get to. I can't get to everything, but in case I have time, I try to plan more than I can do. So there's that. I'm going to Instagram right now. Oh, Jesse, you're good, man. Whatever you need. You told me about Freeze the Fall, didn't you? Do I need to cover this, by the way? Why have I heard of Freeze the Fall before? Yeah, no, you haven't. Okay. I do not know. I don't need to cover it. This one's clear. Okay, I think you've told me about Freeze the Fall. So, Freeze the Fall, write and compose original music that's uniquely their own. 16. Yo. Okay, so we'll get into this in a second, but this, yeah, I was just reading it. So it says Quinn 16 vocals and guitar, Jonas 15, and Arya 15. We're all born and raised in the beautiful Canada. Oh, from your neck of the woods. Bro, that's crazy, man. And it has the lyrics for me. Oh, it's just setting me up for success. What a banger. Keep it up. How many? They got less than 2K subscribers. Oh, we're gonna bump that up, guys. We're gonna bump that up. That's crazy, Jesse. When I was 15 and 16, I was in a band too, but I wasn't, you know, YouTube wasn't like I wouldn't say it wasn't a major thing back then, but it wasn't really on my radar of like a way to get noticed. I wish our band had kind of utilized it more, you know? But oops, just close that tab, I guess. Well, you're not ready, I promise. Don't tell me that. Bro, why do I have to? Lame-o. Okay. I wish my band sounded like this. I feel like a lot of that has to do with the production behind them, right? Like a band can play music that's great, but if you don't have a good sound design around you, then you're not gonna sound as good as you could, right? It all works together. I'm responding to you right now real quick. Okay. I also interviewed him. So can you send me the link to the interview, to your interview? So we'll watch Freeze the Fall. I'll record it, and then I'll record an interview for it, and we'll watch the interview for it, where we react to it and stuff. I think that would be cool. I want to start doing that where we react to it live, and we react to a song, and then Freeze the Fall. What's going on? We're about to react to one of your songs right now. Welcome in. Jesse, Bell Development here has requested you guys, and I'm excited. Just the fact how young y'all are, and so yeah, we're gonna get into that in 2 seconds here. Of course. Yeah, I want to start doing that. especially in the live streams where we react to a band and then we find an interview or something, or behind the scenes of that particular song, or just in general, which would be cool. So, all right. So I'm gonna start recording, and we're gonna get into this. Like I said, I like finding these artists where we can hopefully boost them a little bit, especially young artists like this. It's kind of what this channel is supposed to be about, is to help, you know, be a band succeed. So, all right, I'm gonna start the recording. Lonnie, how are you? We're about to start recording a reaction right now, a request from Jesse, but let's get into this real quick. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Welcome into the channel, everybody. So today I have a request from my dear friend Jesse Bell Development here. This is a request to react to Freeze the Fall, Daughters of Witches, their official music video. The cool thing, and maybe nerve-wracking thing, is that the artist is in here in the chat. Freeze the Fall band is here in the chat. You can see them. So like I said, this was requested from Jesse. Just a little kind of a breakdown here. Let me get rid of this. So you guys can see they write and compose all their own music, which is really nice. I'm a fan of that. Quinn, 16 years old, vocals and guitar. Jonah is 15 and does the drums. Arya is 15, does bass and vocals. These musicians are young. They are new. They are fresh. They only have 2,000 subscribers. I want to boost this. I'm gonna subscribe. I'm gonna like. I want everybody to subscribe and like their channel. This is how we boost artists, guys. We go in, we give them notoriety, and we keep going. So I am excited to get into this. Let's go ahead and let's start listening to Freeze the Fall, Daughters of Witches. Again, I know nothing about this band except for what I read here and a little bit of what Jesse told me, but other than that, I don't know what type of music. I don't know if I'm gonna get my face blown off, what's gonna happen. So without further ado, let's go ahead and let's get into it. Let me stop this music. Okay, here we go. Can y'all hear it? Oh shit. Okay, before we get into the chorus, sorry, you guys know I stop it a lot. First of all, this is my type of shit. As you guys know, like, so I grew up classic rock. Real quick tangent. I grew up in classic rock, like AC/DC, Van Halen, all the great bands there. And then in junior high, I got into like Linkin Park, Limp Bizkit, kind of the new metal wave. As I've gotten older, I've gotten into this like ethereal kind of metal stuff. So like, I think a really good example, honestly, is like Spirit Box is kind of like my realm right now, of what I like to listen to. It sounds like that. I gotta say the production on everything right now is really good, but the vocals are really crisp and clear. I love that there's kind of a the backup vocals are there, but they're not too in your face. You can still differentiate them from the lead vocalist, which is important to me. Jesse and I have talked about this for other stuff where the vocals are a mess. So it sounds really good. All the instruments sound really good. So I all love Spirit Box. I hear it, man. I hear it. Spirit Box. That's the thing. I want more Spirit Box on the channel, but I just can't stop listening to them. So I've kind of fucked that up. But sorry. Let's continue. I'm gonna start from the beginning. Also, why you got a blindfold on? That bass is crazy though. That bass sound. like that call and answer too with the backup vocals. Okay, those of you who know me, and I saw your message, Frieza Fall, I want to dive deeper into that, but those of you who know me know like bridges or little transitional riffs are what will grab me to a song or not, generally speaking, right? Shout out to Jonah for putting that LA energy into those. Yeah. So like that riff in particular, like keeps me super engaged. Not that the song isn't engaging, but like if there were to be somebody who like was kind of starting to lose it, it brings you back. I'm engaged the whole time. I just love those type of riffs on the bridge or the transitional riffs a lot when they're heavy like that. I just love that shit. So you said the song is about gender inequality and how women can feel voiceless and unseen. Blindfold is an artistic choice to illustrate that feeling of being unseen. So I figured it was an artistic choice, but as to what it meant, I wasn't sure. So that's really cool. I do think that gender inequality in general is something that still needs to be discussed to this day, as much as people want to argue that it doesn't. I have a daughter, so I worry about that all the time and how much more she's going to struggle than my two boys. But I like that artistic choice that is kind of like, you know, men or boys being blind to some of the stuff that they have to deal with or ignoring it, willfully ignoring it, things like that. You want me to bow down, imagining your crown. I'm going to go through the lyrics after this, Jesse. I want to listen to the song, talk about the lyric, or listen to the music, talk about the music, and then we'll talk about the lyrics in a second. But really good message already. But let's continue. Let's finish the song. I'll stop it a little bit, but let's finish the song and then we'll go through the lyrics. Gives me scrunchy face. I think I heard something. I mean, yeah. So I like little things, production choices like that. So let me describe what I'm hearing for this. Obviously, cool riff. So at the riff, right? They all play together, and then one guitar plays, and that's on the left, and then they play the riff together, and then one guitar play on the right. I like those artistic choices in the production part of things. Keeps things interesting. One of my favorite bands is RX Bandits, and they do shit like that all the time. And they do it quick. It's like right or left, right, center, left, right. They do it all the time, and it's just, it gives you kind of a brain fuck. So I really enjoy stuff like that. shit.
Nations hide their eyes. Losing chains for less than I smile. Didn't ask for it. I didn't ask for it. Nations hide their eyes. Rose gold chains for us, but I smile. Didn't ask for it, and never justified. We carry the
Holy shit, that was sick. So first of all, everybody's super talented, guys. Like, all joking aside, I wish I was that talented at 14, 15, and 16. So I want to make sure I get the names right. Lead singer, at least in this song, is Quinn, right? Lead singer, Jonah is in the back. That. And then Arya is bass and vocals, right? Look, Freeze the Fall. I appreciate you guys being here. That was really cool. Look, these are the type of bands that I think should be in the forefront right now for rock. I know there's a bunch of like kind of more like I don't even know how to explain it, but they're more of the screamo rock type of stuff that's out right now that's getting really popular just because people like those vocals. I prefer right now, at least for me, the female vocalist led bands. So like Ginger's really high on my list right now. Spirit Box, like I said, I hear that influence musically. Spirit Box. Quinn can really sing. I like when she goes into her what do you call it? Like her blues type of vocals where she has that grit. Anytime a vocalist can do that, it gets me going. Arya's killing on the bass, and then I mean, Jonah can play the drums. We all saw it. Really, really cool, guys. I can't tell you guys enough. Like, young musicians is a breed that's kind of dying. I just think people don't have the patience to hear kids out lately. I know back in the day it was really cool to have these, bands full of young musicians like play parties and stuff, and then they get noticed. I really do feel like it's a little bit harder for kids right now. It's bands like The Warning that I'm really happy to see succeed. So I will follow Freeze the Fall band to the death. You have a new extreme fan in me. So that was really cool. I want to talk about the lyrics though, because the message of the song is really important. So let me go to the screen here. Hello. Let me quit up. Quinn always leads vocals, Arya bass and backup, Jonah drummer madness. That sounded thanks, Jonah Dill. Yeah, guys. Really, really cool. So somber, dusky day. They control everything that I can't even open my mouth to say. I'm gonna get back to that. Too much is vain. Too little shows that you're drained. You want me to bow down? Imagine your crown. Oh, they're taking us free. Cannot win this game because it was made for me to. It was made to put me to shame. So I understand this feeling. Well, I understand, but I don't go through it, right? As a white male in my 30s, I don't know. Did everybody get an ad just now? I'll wait if we need to wait. Freeze Fall. I will do more. So I'm gonna dive into some of your stuff and react to more of it. Because like I said, I want you guys to be known. So I understand the feeling. I don't go through it myself, but I understand and respect the feeling of almost generally speaking, feeling like you have to walk on eggshells as as a female, as a girl, as a woman because of just the obstacles that we put in your way, right? Um, I spend too much time on Instagram, and I see a lot of just. I mean, it goes both ways, to be honest. But a lot of males shaming females, essentially, for stupid things, dumb things that don't even make sense to me why they're doing it. Um, but too much. They control everything that I can't even open my mouth to say. Right. It's so some things are so controlled by men that just women trying to speak up, they're shunned or they're looked down on. Right. This isn't the 50s, guys. This is 2024. When are we going to get past that? When are we going to get over that hump to where men and women, for all intensive purposes, should have the same opportunities, should have this be thought of as the same, all those things. Obviously, there's exceptions. There's going to be stuff where women are much better than men at, and there's going to be stuff that men are much better than women at. That goes for every human also. But generally speaking, you want me to bow down, imagine your crown. You want all women to treat men as superior, as if they're their kings. They're taking this for free, cannot win the game because it was made for me to put shame. We write most of our lyrics together. It's a very collaborative process for us. That's refreshing. I think it was last stream we were talking about a couple bands that do that, and everybody has writing credits. But like I've said before, you don't see that a lot, and I think it's good to have everybody involved because everybody's part of the band. What's one of the things the band I was in had trouble with was some of the songs were written by certain people, and we try to interject ideas, and some of them weren't open to it. So it's good that you guys are able to do that. By the way, don't be offended if I say you guys. I know that there's women in the band. I'd use that as a general term. Same thing with dudes sometimes. So please don't be offended. Nation hide their eyes, rose gold chains for us. But I smiled, didn't ask for it, and never justified. We carry the world. Rose gold chains. It's funny, rose gold. Can I ask the significance of rose gold, please? My wife's favorite jewelry color is rose gold. Just asking. Her hands were shaking as death spoke to her. Stare into my eyes as I go up in flames. You try to pass me pain, but I'm taking you to. When they hear my voice, promise I will freeze the flame. Nations hide their eyes. Rose gold chains for us, but I smiled. Didn't ask. That's the chorus. Yeah. So her hands were shaking as death spoke to her. Stare into my eyes as I go up in flames. I do think so look, I'm a big proponent. We saw all of it. I'm a big proponent of mental health awareness. I say especially for men because I'm a man and I know that it gets kind of less recognized because of there's positive and negatives to stuff like this, and I think sometimes there is overcompensating on both sides to where people see feminism in a negative light. But I do think that there are a lot of mental health in general that's overlooked. I say especially for men because I do feel that there's a majority of men. I mean, the statistics show majority of men of suicides are men. So I want to put that out there. However, I believe that means there's a correlation. That means that women are much stronger to get through their pain, to get through their strife. You can get mad at me for saying that, but I definitely feel that in general, women are a lot better at channeling negative energy into a positive. And I think that's what this whole line is talking about. Her hands were shaking and death spoke to her, right? Looking death in the face because of everything going on. Stare into my eyes as I go up in flames. Like all of these things I'm going through, it takes its toll. You try to pass me pain. They're trying to make it even worse by kicking you when you're down. When they hear my voice, I promise I will freeze the flame. When I speak up, when I try to fight this, I will put that flame out. I will navigate this. So that's what I'm getting from the lyrics. You guys are in the chat. Freeze the fall if you can, or if in the comment section when I post it. But if you want to validate any of that, tell me if I got any of it right or wrong. I would appreciate that very much. But we need more bands. We always want people to take what they want from the lyrics. Whatever your take, thank you for digging in. Meaning can be so personal. And I think that's what's great about art. Art in general. I think all good art leaves things up for interpretation for the consumer, right? I think that's what good art should do. And I think that's kind of what's lacking for a lot of stuff, especially in the mainstream, where it's just like, let's put these lyrics out so they're easy to consume and everybody understands. Like, that's boring to me. I want something where I have to dive in like this and talk about, or it brings up a conversation. I don't want something that I can listen to once, but like, that was cool and move on. I want to be able to discuss it and to come back to it. I have not heard, this is the first thing I've heard from you guys. So I'll definitely check that out and do that one at some other point. But it was really cool, you guys. I like I said, the warning, you guys, young artists that I really want to support and I want to boost. I'm going to say it again. I think it's this. I'm going to say it again. Make sure you guys go to Freeze the Fall Band's YouTube and subscribe and like, listen to their stuff, comment, do all the great stuff. I want bands like this to succeed, and I want to make sure I have a hand in helping them succeed. So stay tuned for more of them on the channel. Thank you guys for being here while I did that and allowing me to react. And thank you, Jesse, for the request. I really do appreciate it. And I want to watch the interview that Jesse did. So I appreciate. Thank you, Joint Dale. Thank you so much. So I appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. All right. So I'm gonna watch Jesse's interview. So who Jordan Chase? So this is. Let me look at this. So production is Jordan. Okay, got it. So we're gonna watch some of. I don't know how long it is. We're gonna watch some of Jesse's interview with
doing
one of the producers for that track,
band and
I'm assuming the whole album. Jordan Chase. This is an hour long. So we'll watch some of it. Skip to the back third. Oh no, Freeze the Fall. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for allowing me to watch that. Thank you for your contributions to music. You'll be hearing from me, and you'll be seeing a lot more reactions from me. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Skip to the back third. So what is that? This is an hour and 10. So like 47 minutes in. Whoops. So this is we're gonna watch a little bit of this. Also, while I'm here, guys, go to Jesse's channel and buy some of his shirts, guys. This purple one specifically looks dope. Purple's my color, and I might buy this for $26. But those shirts are dope, so go buy this. Okay, so this is I'll help you out, Jesse. This is Jesse Bell Development interviewing Jordan Chase, who was a producer on Freeze the Fall's album. I'm actually curious to see what he talks about in this. So I'm going to hit record. I know you do. That's why I push them now so that people are aware. All right. So this is another request from, well, this wasn't really a request, but he mentioned it to me and I kind of wanted to watch it. Jesse interviewing Jordan Chase, who was one of the producers on Freeze the Fall's album and of the song we just watched. So here we go. Let's take a look at this. Also, go support Jesse Bell Development. Like, subscribe, all that stuff if you haven't already.
I didn't perform it. Like, I just sang it. You know what I mean? And it sounds like y'all recorded that in front of 400 people with an SM58 in her hand. It sounds better than an SM58, but it's, you know what I mean? Like, it just sounds like she's holding on to that microphone, just like screaming her heart out. It's like, yeah. Like,
well, that's actually kind of a bit of it too. So I use what you're using right now, a 7B.
nice.
I have a bunch of other condenser mics that we tried, and it just didn't sound, I don't know,
Throaty enough.
sound like thin or something. And that mic's cool because the SM7B, because I was like, yo, you can grab that mic, you can kick the stand. I don't give a shit. Like, get into it, you know,
Be a
make
rock
sure that
star.
you're just belting that out every time. And yeah, she's saying all the high stuff, no problem.
So
Like,
cool.
Yeah.
1 or 2 takes. I was like, yeah, we got it. And she was like, what? And I was like, yeah.
Unreal.
Done.
Yeah, I agree that her vocals were on point. But again, right, the right equipment helps. The right person behind the production helps. You gotta. It's kind of a it's like 25% of it or of each of that, or 33% of each of that, right? 33% is, I would say that's not true, but 50% probably is the equipment. 33% or 37% is the person behind it. But none of that works if you don't have the talent, right? So I think that's important to mention. I think a lot of people to get kind of out of sorts with that, with auto tune or pitch correction. It's like it takes bad singers and makes them good. It's like, no, you have to at least be a little good for auto tune and pitch correction to work. So but let's continue.
A fin or something, and that mic's cool because the SM7B, because I was like, yo, you can grab that mic, you can kick the stand, I don't give a shit, like get into it,
Be a
make
rock
sure that
star.
you're just belting that out every time. And yeah, she's saying all the high stuff, no problem.
So
Like
cool.
1 or 2 takes, I was like, yeah, we got it. And she was like, what? And I was like, yeah,
Unreal.
done. Yeah, and so I guess the second piece of that, I don't push artists so hard that they're like crying. I mean, I know when someone's having a bad day, and I'll just adjust. I'll just be like, you know what, I'm not really feeling doing vocals right now. Let's do bass or something.
Yeah.
Rather than saying like, man, your vocals sound like shit.
Yeah.
Like, let's move on to something else. I just like.
I think that's very important. Having been in that environment before with a few different sound engineers, I think there's a happy medium. You don't want to be too nice. You need to be honest. I asked him how he got such a solid performance at the recording. I appreciate that. I think you don't want to be too nice because you need to be honest when you're like, you're not hitting that note, you're flat, you're, whatever. But you don't need to be like, that sucks, that was a horrible decision. You need to be more like, okay, you're not hitting this note, let's try it. Let's go with key down, just try that. Or try to approach the note this way, right? Things like that. You got to be respectful, but also not sugarcoat things. So I think that's very important. So I'm glad he said that, especially to the band full of kids, essentially, right? So you can't be too harsh, but also you're trying to create a perfected product. So you kind of have that, find that happy medium. You said good input equals good output. 100%. I mean, a pig painted to look like a beautiful pig is still a pig, right? And I think, like I said, it's important to have the talent there, and it makes the life easier for everybody if the talent is there too. Let's keep going.
I'm not feeling it today, and not that it ever happened with Quinn, but yeah, it was pretty magical. Those kids are something else. Like, to watch them in the studio. I have an assistant. His name's Colton Douglas, but everyone calls him Dougie. So he does a lot of the kind of nitty gritty tracking for me, like recording down stuff. Not a lot of people know this, but like even guitars, it's like note for note. We spend a lot of time making sure that, like, the tuning's in and the performance is really good, but like it takes a lot of time to record guitars. So he's in here doing that nitty gritty stuff, and he was just like, I'll record Freeze the Fall the rest of my life. He's like, they were so easy.
That's so
So
cool.
it's like,
Yeah. So I, as a guitarist, real quick, hey, Deborah, how are you? Glad you're here. We're doing a reaction to my friend Jesse Bell Development, interviewing a producer of Freeze the Fall. So, as somebody who's been in the studio recording guitar tracks, I think when you're playing live, right, you can have a lot of kind of the ghost notes. And what I mean by ghost notes is, like, I could be playing a riff and kind of just have some just extra sounds that don't necessarily need to be there. When you're playing live, that stuff is not that big of a deal because there's so much stuff going on. But in a recording session, in a live studio session, all of that stuff is going to be brought out to the forefront and be way more in your face. So that part was a learning curve for me because having starting out as a live musician to where I played with feel and had fun. When you're in the studio, you really need to be on point. You really need to make sure you're playing the notes you're supposed to be playing, and you also need to make sure you're on beat. That part hasn't been such a bad thing for me. I've always been pretty good about that. But when you're live, right, you follow the drummer. So if the drummer is a little bit off, you're gonna be a little bit off. But the whole band's off, so it sounds okay. In a live studio session, everybody's playing to, for the most part, to a metronome. So not speeding up when the hard part is mixing feel with being precise. And I think that's kind of where I struggle a little bit because I want to play with feel, man. That's how where my bread and butter is. But I notice I speed up or I slow down, so it gets a little difficult sometimes to do that. So yeah, as a guitarist, it's definitely hard. And I'll say, like, just to record like a verse section of a song, I've been in the studio before for like 4 or 5 hours, right? It's coming in with what you have and you play it for them. They're like, okay, let's do it. We play it, we record it. Ooh, it doesn't sound good with the rest of the mix. Let's try these different, plugins or this different type of amp plugin or whatever. We try that. That didn't work. Why don't you play it this way? Or why don't you approach it this way? We try that. That doesn't work, or it does work. Okay, now let's kind of fine tune that. So there's so much that goes into a recording session. It's not just simply plug in, record, play, or play, record, done. There's so much stuff, nuance that goes into it. So that's why bands that are like really fine tuned, like Pink Floyd, for instance, Dark Side of the Moon. I really think, Jesse, you should dive into that because that one's crazy. But that's so meticulous and so almost perfect. That album, it's crazy. All right, enough of me rambling. Let's keep going.
No, dude, it's insane. So
That's so cool, man. Yeah, I would love to mix them like live. I would love to mix them live. I think it would be so much fun. But I'm the guy up there like rocking the whole table and getting the
Sorry.
reverb going and like headbanging with the band. Like I'm for sure a musician behind a sound console, like
well, they do need someone to mix them at Revelry. I don't know if the Mommergers reached out to you, but they do need a mixer, and I don't do like.
Oh, dude,
So
I would
you
love
should.
to. I would absolutely. I know Craig has been helping them out too. And I do want to give a shout out because like a lot of what you talked about just now is kind of complimentary to the parents because like you can,
It is.
there are great guitar players out there, y'all, that are like live players. But the minute you give them a metronome, it's like they've never seen a guitar before. And
Kind of
like sometimes.
kind of what I was just saying, right? I think for me it was like a struggle to realize that at first, and I got down on myself. So it took me a few hours to kind of like, okay, I gotta be like almost perfect. But there's some people that just they can't do it. And a lot of that has to do with they realize they can't do it. They get frustrated. They say, "This is stupid. Why do I need to do this type of thing?" So it's just this kind of build up. But no, Jesse's right. There are some bands that cannot do live performances. There's some bands that just cannot do studio, and it is what it is. I mean, that's just how the cookie crumbles.
Revelry. I don't know if the Mommergers reached out to you, but they do need a mixer, and
Oh, yeah.
I don't do like.
Oh, dude,
So
I would
you
love
should.
to. I would absolutely. I know Craig has been helping them out too. And I do want to give a shout out because like a lot of what you talked about just now is kind of complimentary to the parents because like you can,
It is.
there are great guitar players out there, y'all, that are like live players. But the minute you give them a metronome, it's like they've never seen a guitar before. And like sometimes they're phenomenal, higher for gun guitar players. But the minute you give them a click track, bro, it's over. And I think that really speaks to like their at home development and improvement and you know what I mean? Availability and support.
I'll give a huge shout out to all the parents. They're just wonderful people. They raise some amazing kids. And the biggest thing for me is like they give them their space. Like they're still parents, but they're like they let them just come into the studio on their own. They weren't saying here, bugging them or anything. They were just like, yeah, we'll pick you up in a bit. They gave them a lot of freedom to be able to create their art. They don't over spoil and buy them like huge Marshall stacks or anything. They're still playing on kind of like like practice amps and stuff. And there was like, we'll help you out, but we're not going to buy you everything. And I think that's like made a big difference in these kids. Like rather than just having everything the second they start a band.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I think that's good a good way to parent for everything in general. I'm not gonna say I'm the perfect parent by any means. I have 3 kids, but I think there's something to be said for not. We want them to have a better life than we had, right? And we're gonna spoil them a little bit. Let's be real here, but we don't want to give them everything, because you gotta teach kids kind of that things. Not only do things need to be earned, but you need to kind of respect what you have and learn that not everything's gonna be handed to you. So that portion of it's really cool. But the fact that they were like, what's the word I'm looking for? They were embracing this for their kids, right? They were allowing them to kind of take on this thing that they love to do, and they were taking it seriously with their kids, right? Giving them the freedom to kind of be there, probably after hours, to record all that stuff. I mean, yeah, props to the parents, man. Usually happens where good kids from good parents, and bad kids come from bad parents. I mean, that's generalizing a little bit, but for the most part, it's how it works.
Yeah, they're like wonderful, wonderful parents. They've all been so nice to me. Again, like I think I'd probably be the same way. Like, so we're just dropping off my 15-year-old kid with you. I've never even met you before, but sure, why not?
Yeah, it's
And
my wife and I have been talking about that too, and I'm not gonna stop anymore. But you get into a little bit of a scary thing with that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know you. I'm dropping off my kids with you, but I personally probably would have at least stuck around near the studio and given them their privacy, and would have told them like, look, if something doesn't feel right, you need to text me and I'll come get you immediately. I'm sure they did that, but yeah, that's a scary thing.
and they've just been wonderful. We're all like very, very close. I would say I'm part of the Freeze the Fall family for sure. Like I feel so at home with all of them. We all, I don't know, anytime they're
Exactly, Deborah, and I like that loving neglect. It's funny. My wife and I were talking about this, and my parents. There's a whole thing that I could talk about with my childhood trauma and stuff, but I'm not gonna get into it. But my mom and my stepdad used to like try to talk me through things and be like, "We don't want you to make these mistakes. We want you to learn from our mistakes." But I honestly think that certain things the kids should learn from their own mistakes. I think you have, yes, it's great to be like, this is how I failed. Please don't do that. But I think you learn much more quicker and much easier, or efficiently, I guess, by learning from your own failures. So I think, yes, you are correct. Some things can't be taught. You have to just let them experience it and learn from those experiences. And I think, hey, George, how are you? Welcome in. I think that's the most important thing, is to let them kind of learn from their own experiences.
there's anything Freeze the Fall happening, we're all there, and it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, man.
So yeah, shout out to the parents. Shout out to the parents.
Shout out to the parents, man. Come on, I got some applause for that.
Yeah.
How are you doing for time? You got 9 minutes left with me or what?
Oh yeah, easily. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I want to get real nerdy with this. So let's go through
Sure.
them. We just finished with Quinn, so let's start with Quinn. Talk to me about your vocal processing. Talk to me about your vocal chain. Just in general, your
Yeah.
like theory around it, right?
Totally. Yeah, so I use a lot of analog stuff.
George, if you'd like to put in a request, there's literally the guidelines right below you. You can go ahead and follow that, and I'll be glad to get to it.
So before it's even going into the computer, I'm hitting it with quite a bit. So Quinn, I used a SM7B, which is originally a broadcasting microphone. And the first time I saw one of those microphones, Metallica was using one in the studio, and he was just like screaming into it. And I was like, what? It's like, how isn't that feeding? Like, what mic is this? And it's a great, really just like flat signal mic, and it sounds great on a lot of voices. So I use it for a ton of stuff. So for that, I was going into my Great River preamp, which is an amazing preamp. That just adds a little more sauce.
I've never
and
heard of
brings up
that. Is it like Neve sounding or is it like API sounding? What's it like?
really clean. There's no color to it really whatsoever.
Interesting. Okay.
It's really, really nice. I would highly recommend them. They're about $1,000 finding them used.
That's a preamp though. Like no problem.
Yeah. They're just a preamp, just a normal. I don't know. Really gains up the 7B. From there, I'm going into my Clark Technic like Pultec style EQ. So just
Cool.
rolling off of low end, boosting up top end, and then I'm going into a distressor, and I smashed like her voice.
Like
with
20
a
to
strat-
1, 10 to 1 type thing.
Redlined her.
Redlined it,
like for-
nice.
like absolutely buried the needle on that.
Jesse, can you explain what redlining means? I don't know what that means. You have all those in the Slate bundle. Nice. Digital plugins for the win. I figured. 30 decibels of reduction. Oh goddamn. Okay. So yeah, this is getting into like all of the mixing stuff, which is really cool. I don't know how much is left. Oh, a lot is left. That's more than 9 minutes, guys. Let's
And
keep
I'm
going.
going into another Pultec style EQ, and then that's going into my Warm Audio 76, which I'm also like pinning
Skip out.
thickened. We used harmonies and stuff to thicken it more than the actual like doubles.
Yeah. Voicings. It's like,
Oh,
sure.
Yeah, I think anything like that helps. I'm a big fan. I mean, maybe one of these days we'll get really
Yeah.
like some compression, and again, her great playing and stuff just threw a couple things, and it's thunderous. Like
Yeah.
it's thunderous.
Okay, yeah. I think I'll make another video kind of talking about the recording process because that's really interesting to me. As somebody who's diving into recording right now, like I feel like it's the process is crazy trying to find the right plugins because each song is different and all that stuff. But anyways, I think that it's really cool to have the perspective of the actual producer and them kind of talking about the band members and their talent and their sound and their, them as people in general. That's really, really cool, I think. And I really enjoy hearing that perspective for sure. But I really think it's more so, it's just really cool because I can hear a band, right? And then that band will be so awesome and I want to know more and I have to go searching for it. I literally was spoon fed this from you, Jesse. So that was really cool to go through. But anyways, I appreciate that very much. And that was cool to kind of hear from the producer's perspective on that. So thank you for that, Jesse. I want to kind of dive deeper into the recording, but I'll do that for another video for sure. Alrighty. Empty, thank you for doing that, by the way. Cool. That was really awesome. I would like to. Somebody sent me something else. Yeah, so if you guys want to request anything, the link's pinned at the top. Otherwise, I do want to get into a couple reactions here, and then we can, if there's nothing else after that, we can go ahead and get into kind of the try not to laugh challenge thing that I want to do, which is fun. By the way, that Slate bundle I saw has everything. I bit the bullet the other day and freed up a bunch of space and just downloaded all of it because I was tired of like trying to figure out, do I need this? Do I not? So now I have it. If I need to use it, I'll use it. So is what it is. Let's go here. I haven't been using the distressor actually, to be honest with you. I do. That's not true. I've been using it on my guitar and stuff, but not on others. Right now, I'm running into the issue of like how to record my vocals. Because I don't know if my mic's good enough. And I have another mic that I want to plug in because I don't want to mess with this one. I have this one perfect for streaming and stuff and recording videos. But maybe we can get on a call this week because I have a lot of free time and we can set it up and kind of go through it because I want to be able to like I want it to catch me if I'm kind of singing low or like kind of a lower decibel range, but I also want it to catch me if I'm belting and I don't want it to peak or anything. So maybe we can talk about that. But all right. So on this one, I'm excited for. We're gonna get into Ren's halftime Nas retake. I was in the, so I would have what I've been doing to show support is I've been in the chat and I've scrolled down from the video and I've been muting it just so I can be in there to support the chat and stuff. So we're gonna do that right now. Let me do something real quick. Okay. I don't know if anybody is everybody caught up on Ren? Because I am not. I know he has another one this week per usual. But I want to make sure I get this out pretty quick here because I'm just confused. I'll say this. I'm gonna start recording real quick. So I'm definitely happy, but also confused because I know Ren was saying that like this next album or whatever was going to be more traditional for him. But this is a Nas retake, so this is like a hip hop song again, rapping, right? I love Ren raps. Like, I ain't gonna lie, that's cool. I'm all for it, but I don't know if this is just like a off the cuff single that's not gonna be on an album, or if it's just like a kind of off the beaten path song that of a a normal album that's gonna have a hip hop song on it. But today we're gonna go over Ren's latest single, which is Halftime. It's a Nas retake. I think Nas is in my top 5. I say top 5 and there's like 7 of them in there, but you guys get it. Nas is probably one of the better rappers to ever live. Anybody that is in people's top 10 always has Nas in their top 5. So I think it's pretty unanimous at this point. So Ren showing him respect and kind of doing a retake is really cool. That being said, I haven't heard the original of this. So actually, I don't know if I have or not. I don't know. I might not know him by name, but I might have heard it before. No copyright infringement intended. So yeah, this is Ren Halftime Nas retake. Let's get into this. I'm stoked to see what he did with this song, how he made it his own, if he put his own lyrics on it or what. So get into it. I was currently planning a ton of bunch for this year. Yeah, I'm excited to hear all of his stuff that he's gonna come out with, no matter what it is. I definitely want some more stuff, kind of like chalk outlines, but I also want to kind of hear more uplifting stuff from him. We heard some of that stuff with his hip hop tracks that had more uplifting kind of sections to his song. I want that to kind of be moved into like rockish stuff, because I know he grew up with a lot of rock as well, like I did. So I think it would be really cool to kind of get get rock Ren in here, Yeah, he's calling it a singing album, but I want it to have rock elements to it for sure. Okay, so let's do this. An album of collaborations. Who's he gonna collab with? Who? Are we gonna get a Knox Hill sighting? Or are we gonna get another Chinchilla sighting? Or are we gonna get what are we gonna get? All right. So this is This is Ren Halftime Nas retake. This is Ren's newest release. I'm stoked to hear it. All right, let's get into it. Hold up. Okay. Here we go. Old school vibes already.
Let loose in the booth and I came to introduce the high-proof juice like a flaming sambuca. Half-time, 3-point hoop, hallelujah. Abuse oblongata and I severed the medulla. Cause rap without ran is like a skull without a brain, dude. Or like a fig on it with no one to complain to. Hockey without ice.
Why do they gotta block it off, bro? I fucking hate YouTube. So annoying. Sorry, that's just a big thing for me. So let's go back. By the way, you can tell this is old school. Like the beat, the flow on top of the beat, all that stuff.
Without ran is like a skull without a brain.
Music without Ren is like a skull without a brain, right? music without Ren makes you a vegetable.
Dude, or like a fig on it with no one to complain to. Hockey without ice or China without rice. The Bible without Christ. Vindaloo with no spice.
China without rice or the Bible without Christ. I don't know if he's writing these lyrics, but these are crazy, bro. China without rice. I mean, that could also be Japan, you know what I'm saying? But I feel it.
Without ice or China without rice. The Bible without Christ. Vindaloo with no spice.
The Bible without Christ. I'm not gonna get into
Bible
it.
without Christ. Vindaloo with no spice. Playing snakes and ladders with no dice. Day without night. Like mine without an earlobe bite. I keep it tight. Left, right, fake, dodge and evade. An uppercut. Fuck 'em up in many various ways. Nefarious gaze. Moving through precarious days. When we're moving through the rubble, trouble there in my veins. Librarian brain. Pull up a barbarian slang. Performing like I'm global warming. Music making.
Librarian brain. Pull up like barbarian. What did he say? Hold up. Playing snakes and ladders with no dice. Stay without night, like Mike without an earlobe bite. I keep it tight, left, right, fake, dodge, and evade, and uppercut, fuck 'em up in various ways. Nefarious gaze, moving through precarious days, when we're moving through the rubble, troubled air in my veins. Librarian bane, pull up a barbarian slang. God damn. You've walked down the street so many times. This homeless man escorted Danielle and I under the bridge where we found it. What the? Why would you let him escort you under a bridge, bro? What do you mean? Please tell me you were like drunk or high out of your mind for you to let that happen. Come on. How wild would it be if you were walking down the street, Jesse, and you just like, that guy looks familiar and it's fucking Ren? I would lose my shit. Deborah, I'm assuming by that you were wasted. Okay, that makes sense now. It makes sense. Deborah, I'm assuming from what you're saying from that is that this is all his lyrics. So, all right.
Bubble trouble there in my veins. Librarian brain. Pull up a barbarian slang. Performing like I'm global warming. Music making it rain. I'm pimping my pain. Prostitute of all that's insane. Put my problems on the paper and the sales will raise. The sales will rise. Pyro with the patch on his eye. Get you hooked up on the music, sailor. I. It's like
Bro said, performing like I'm global warming. Music making it rain. I'm pimping my pain. Prostitute of all that's insane. So, right? All his songs have to do with his pain, his struggle. He's a prostitute for all that insanity. Selling it like prostitutes sell sex. Put my problems on the paper and the sales will rise. Excuse me. So he's writing all his songs about his pain, writing all songs about his problems. And it's anytime he does that, he does well. Sales will rise. Pirate with a patch in his eye. Get you hooked on the music, sailor. I.
rats to the music when I'm feeding them pie. That's pie rats, can't relax on the waviest guy. Like yo, rats bring the bubonic flow, move the tectonic place when I step to the show. So cold, I know a couple people don't fuck with it. They can just suck on his zip it then go. Thanks bro, eeny meeny miny mo. I'm shining like a diamond though, when pressure makes a rhyming diamond. This was by design, you know, an isotope, a proton and a neutron in the nuclei and splits an atom in a fraction. They reaction supersize me and not super.
Bro went science professor on us right there. He said, when pressure makes rhyming diamond, this was by design. Okay, talking about making diamonds. An isotope, a proton, and a neutron in the nuclei, and split an atom in a fraction, a reaction supersize. I mean, he's saying that like all the pressure has ignited like what do you call it? Like all the pressure that he's under, that he's put himself under, is kind of like igniting an explosion like an atomic bomb, right? That's what I'm assuming that means. That, like his music's becoming so well known, so famous that it's like an atom bomb. Keep going.
Nuclei and splits an atom in a fraction, a reaction. Supersize me and I supersize my order. Fries on the side, I'm a big whopping author. Big Mac, rest in peace, big, rest in peace, Mac, rest in peace, Pac, rest in peace, Pete, rest in peace, rap. We lose all the grace.
Big Mac, rest in peace. B.I.G., rest in peace. Mac, rest in peace. Pac, rest in peace. Peep, rest in peace. Rap. Bro's paying homage to so many people.
Rap, we lose all the grace like that. So put respect up on their names while they still intact. That's why I rap upon this beat that was deep for Nas. I might never reach the level, I'll salute with bars. I'm coming to bring in the DP, I'm in here singing the bee's knees. What a ridiculous MCs.
All right, I wanted to go through that. So he talks about a Big Mac, like McDonald's Big Mac, but then he says he transposes that big to B.I.G., rest in peace, like Notorious B.I.G. And then Mac, rest in peace, I'm assuming is Mac Miller. We don't. I mean, I have rest in peace, Mac Miller. Like, yes, but I'm not a big fan of Mac Miller. But and then rest in peace, Pac. Obviously, we know who that is. Yeah, paying homage to a bunch of people there.
That's a meticulous repeat. When I am spitting it properly, running biology, no one can follow me. What an anomaly. Sick shit and quick wit makes girls wet and dick stiff. I'm so tongue in cheek with my tongue in your cheek. I never sleep, cause death is the cousin of sleep. I never rest, cause sleep is the cousin of death. So save your breath. Stop the tape, press pause and the jet.
Dope, bro. Let's go back. I'm so tongue in cheek with my tongue in your cheek. I never sleep because death is the cousin of sleep. He's used that line before, and the next one, I never rest because sleep is the cousin of death. So save your breath, stop the tape, press pause, and eject. He went from all of like saying music. I mean, his music is becoming popular and all that stuff, but he's saying, whoa. And what did it say? Please. Plans to release another demo disc song made and never released, dusted off and polished up. So 3 hours worth of content plus retakes done for the desire and our pleasure only. That would be sick. Hey Russ, welcome in. We're reacting to Ren's latest track, his halftime Nas retake right now. We are recording, so I may not see all messages, but I appreciate you being here. Thank you. That would be cool to like kind of get some unreleased stuff on top of new stuff. I mean, if it's unreleased, I know a lot of it was on his Facebook, but it'll kind of be more produced, which would be really cool. I mean, this track was Ren being Ren per usual. Look, the flow is old school, like I said before. The beat is old school, like I said before. I know that beat was probably on the Nas retake, but I mean on the Nas song originally, but Ren knows how to like take a track, keep its authenticity of when it was originally created, and like add his own twist to it. And especially with the rapping, right? He kept the same nucleus, to go back into the nuclei metaphor there. He kept the nucleus of the song together and still added some change up and flow and all that stuff, but still kept it to that old school feel. And I think that's really, really important because he's trying to pay homage to the culture as he always is. But this was dope. Again, talking about basically how he's, dealing with his trauma. He's putting that on in his music and it's succeeding. He's going to keep doing it. So if people don't like it, they can screw off type of thing. This is basically what this whole thing was. But again, Ren killing it per usual. These starting bars are some of the comments posted on the original track, See Ricochet, Who Cracked the Code. Bruh, there's so much lore with Ren. Like, I feel like there's lore that's being creative out of nothing. Not that it's like nothing, or it's not important, but there's so many people with eyes on Ren right now that there's lore being created out of everything. It's crazy to me, but that was really cool. I will be there for the next one as well that comes out this week. I will hopefully be reacting to that live, as I will be able to this week. So I will see you guys in the chat for that one. This was awesome. Thanks so much. I'll see you on the next one. Dope. Yeah, man. We all know Ren can rap at this point, so I'm assuming the next one too, right? Deborah Techno. The next one is what did you say, Jesse? I did that with an old employee, got ditched at a manager party, walked back to my hotel, and across the street was one of the boys who was on his vacay. What the hell? And the guideline says 3 per user. Is that the max number of requests a user can make, or are you looking for 3 requests from each person? That's the max, Russ. So a lot of those, what is the saying in Pirates of the Caribbean? They're more like guidelines. So 3 per user is the max, but if there isn't any more and you want the request, that's fine. I do want to say keep it to 10 minutes though, because after 10 minutes it can kind of get crazy. But yeah, it's 3 max. The story was on that same strip. Yeah, man. I think it's kind of crazy to like, I don't know, maybe I'm kind of putting Ren on a pedestal, but to know that like you were in that same spot is just weird to me. By the way, I'm seeing this Ren McKay. I don't know how to say that. Mackey, I don't know. But he has a Sublime shirt on. That shirt is dope, bro. I wasn't looking to take over. Just wanted to understand what you wanted. Thank you. Oh, no worries. That's a good question. No worries at all. I'm not one of those YouTubers that's like really stingent either. I'm not going to be like, oh, he asked the question, man. I'm like, some of that stuff is so weird to me that people like to gatekeep all that stuff. So, nah, ask away, man. No worries at all. Whoops. All right. Did you read the posting in that Ren community post where the name of the song comes from? Ren community post? I did not. Let's see. Community post. Okay. I'm reading it right now. Let's see. Today's one of my favorite people's birthday. There was a few times we'd have shared birthday parties because they were so close together. They were always chaotic and awesome. So this is me sharing birthday with him once more. Caleb was one of those friends who was constant throughout school. Older than me, always positive, always down to get up to whatever stupid shit was on the menu that day. Fond memories of getting older kids to go get us a bottle of vodka, then heading into the woods behind the co-op and getting so drunk we just ended up throwing up or creating ridiculous blurry memories. Bro, this is so like relatable. This was like high school and college for me in a nutshell right here. I loved and looked up to that guy so much. The last time I saw him was ironically at Joe's funeral. I've just won 2 bottles of wine on the raffle we set up, which was the last time I ever drank alcohol. I decided it would be a sensible idea to drink both, and we had a great send-off. Fought right, all the lads being together in one place despite the circumstances. Me and Carl were both absolutely hammered and reminiscing about old times, and it felt just like being back in the woods. Bro, this is no way. I got the news Caleb had died 6 months after Joe took his life. At the age of 21, it was really difficult for me to process that 2 of my best friends could die in such a short space of time. Joe dying had hit me so hard that I was almost unable to process Caleb going shortly after. I wanted to write something for him for such a long time to pay tribute, but there was a mental block and nothing ever felt right. One day I was sat by my piano and I started to play with no real intention. And this song came out of me that had no words, just music. And for some reason, it managed to express what I wasn't able to with words. It felt fitting to hold on to it and to release it for his birthday. This is for Caleb, okay, coming out this Thursday. Love you and miss you always, Ren. I couldn't imagine losing 2 people close to you that close. And I understand, like, him not being able to process. Like, it takes years, sometimes forever, to, you know, get over a loved one. But to have 2 of them go in a 6-month period is ridiculous. Ren is super relatable. I think is a big part of his appeal, though he is obviously super talented. I think that's not the non-relatable part. is being super talented. Like everybody relates to everything outside of that. And I think that's what makes him so special, right? It's that the one thing that is not relatable about him is how talented he is at music. Yeah, so this sounds like this is going to be an instrumental. I'm now even more intrigued about this song. It's going to sound like it's going to be an instrumental, kind of like For Joe was a little bit at the beginning, but I'm extremely intrigued now. Call me intrigued. Alrighty. Yeah, we don't have any more requests right now, so if anybody wants to put in a request, they can. So just to let you guys know what's coming up, I'm looking at my calendar right now. So I'm going to be releasing the Ren Elvis Joint Dale Joint later today. I'm going to be recording my High Ren second reaction, I guess. It's going to be diving deep into the music. I've already kind of started going over it just so that it's not a 3-hour recording of me trying to figure out the music. So I've been kind of going through that. That has me interested. Yeah, Aviar. Now that I know the background to it, I'm extremely intrigued. And thank you for that, Russ, because I will go into my reaction reading that to kind of give context for people who may not have read it. So like I didn't. So I appreciate that. And then, like I said, I have Warning coming up also I want to get to. And then I just did the Ren Nas, so that will be released on Wednesday. And then I'm probably going to release a Morissette reaction on Wednesday as well. So I'm going to try and do 2 reactions on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays moving forward. One of them is like one I really want to do. I'm really interested in. They're like a almost guilty pleasure of mine, the artist. And then I'm going to react to one that you guys have wanted to see. Morissette's been really popular on the channel. Alipata's been really popular on the channel. So I'm going to be mixing in those 2. And those usually go later on in the day anyways, because that's when Filipinos, which those are Filipino artists, are up and watching. I am not yet, Joy. I probably will in the next half hour because I'll start doing those. I do want to say, I'll message you on Discord, so I don't put your stuff out there. Where is it though? There it is. Just regarding your last request, but not yet. But maybe in about 30 minutes, we'll go ahead and do that where we request. I'll let you guys request whatever you want. All right. But currently not yet. And then for my Patreon, I'm gonna record Dexter episode 2 for the last season, which I hadn't done yet. Jesse suggested there's a Max Martin top 10 songs. I'm actually gonna go through those and talk about the organization of those songs, the chord progressions, the structure of the songs. So that's gonna be on my Patreon. Those are gonna be 10 different videos. So I'm not gonna do all of them at once, but so expect some of that to be coming up. I have a TV show reaction to Good Omens that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be hopefully reacting to Clockwork Orange in the next 2 weeks, the movie, because I've never seen it. And then I have a behind the scenes for 21 Pilots for the Heavy Dirty Soul video that I want to get to, that I'm going to record and also put on Patreon. So again, anything on Patreon will be there for a month or 2 before it hits YouTube, but you will see it eventually. But I want incentive for the YouTube members also and Patreon members to feel special. That's going to be on my Patreon and for my YouTube members, Russ. But like I just said, eventually it will end up on YouTube for just the general audience, but it might be a month or two because Patreon I can just put it unedited and put the whole thing on there. Essentially, you just have to have the original content to watch along with me, and you'll get my whole reaction to the whole thing. So basically, like a watch along with commentary, right? And then for YouTube, you can only have 10 minutes of the original content. So I have to splice it and cut it to like kind of the most important parts of my reaction. But it will be on YouTube, yes, eventually. But I have to edit it and all that stuff. So you will see it eventually. All right. So that's kind of what's coming up. But yeah, the reaction guidelines are at the top if you want to do that. I see it. I see it, Russ. You want to do Tool? Let's go. There is no proper video. Lyrics are in the description. You may want them. The lead singer has a hell of a pen. I mean, I know Tool, bro. Does this need to be? I'm assuming it's Tool that needs to be covered. So I'm gonna assume that it does. Give me 1 second here. All right. Okay. No, it's just still. If you already listened to the Tool, I can pick something else. No problem. I don't know what no release. I know of Tool. I haven't heard all this stuff. I've heard like. By the way, I also saw them live at Aftershock, but I haven't heard the song. Or at least I don't think so. I have heard Sober. I've heard there's like 4 songs I've heard from them basically. So I know of them, but I haven't heard all this stuff. So I'm down for this one for sure. This has 45 million views, bro. That's crazy. So hopefully the stream doesn't get cut off. I may stop it every once in a while to talk about it, but let me go ahead and start recording here. Alrighty, we are back. This one's actually a band I haven't reacted to yet on this channel. I have heard of them, obviously. They were at Aftershock, and I caught a couple of their songs while I was at Aftershock this past year. And this is Tool, The Pot. It's just the audio for The Pot. This is a donation request by Russ Spion. Is that how you say your last name? Excuse me if I got it wrong, but this is a request from him and Tool, The Pot. We're gonna get into this. Like I said, I know of Tool. Tool is kind of a massive band from when I was growing up. So for me to not know of Tool, I would have been living under a rock. Tool is one of those bands that I'll say has been very particular in their music. I know there's a lot of people that give Tool fans a bad rep because of just how they kind of gatekeep Tool's music and all that stuff. But honestly, if you're really into a band, you want people to listen to their stuff the right way, whatever that might be. So don't give Tool fans a bad rep, all right? Come on. I will be listening to this right now. For those of you who are new to the channel, what we do here is I'll listen to the song. I'll stop it here and there where I see fit, especially for stuff that might get copyrighted. And then we'll stop at the end and talk about the music. And if there is a message, we'll talk about the message. I want to make sure I open. Looks like the lyrics are here. So perfect. So we'll be doing that. And it was posted in 19. Song came out in 06, about a half a dozen years ago. They finally put their music on streaming service. I think it was because of fights with record labels, though. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I hadn't done that prior. I'm going to assume that this has the issue. It's going to have an issue with copyright, but I'm going to do it anyways and hope for the best. I will stop it a lot just so that it doesn't get copyright claimed or whatever, but copyright blocked, excuse me. But we're going to move forward. All right. So yeah, I'm excited. Let's go ahead and let's get into this. Again, first time I'm hearing this song, but not the first time I'm hearing Tool. Here we go.
For you to wave your finger, you must have been out your head. You practically raised the dead.
So I do have to say, Tool's bass lines are always ridiculous, man. And good ridiculous, not bad ridiculous. Like they always have these driving bass tones and they're heavy, man. It's pretty crazy. How do I keep this from?
I hold
There we go.
deep in muddy waters. You practically raised the dead. Rob the grave to snow the cradle, then burn the evidence down. So
Why does it do this to me every time? You guy request this on a handful of righteous channels. Keep yourself safe. Yeah. Hold on a second, because
house of
yeah, I don't. It does that. It does that to me all the time. So frustrating. Okay, let's start over.
who are you to wave your finger? You must have been out your head. I hold deep in muddy waters.
So I really like at the beginning already. There's like a pre-delay. So like pre-delay is like you're hearing what he's saying very faintly, what he's going to say, very faintly in the background, about like 1 second, maybe a second and a half before he actually says it. Let's hear that again. Love it.
You practically raised the dead.
Watch.
Who are you to wave your finger? You must have been out your head. I hold deep
Yeah,
in
really cool.
muddy waters. You practically raised the dead. Rob the grave to snow the cradle, then burn the evidence down. Soapbox house of cards and glass, so don't go tossing your stones around. You must have been high. You must have been high. You must have been.
So Tool's always been pretty very, very, very good in their production style with build-ups for their songs. But I want to say the sound of the guitars specifically for this band in their studio albums is ridiculous. They're very heavy, and I don't think they're actually layered as much as people think they're layered, which is really cool in the sense of like to get that sound without layering is very difficult. So that's really cool. And I love the super distortion too that they have of their sound. So let's see. Who are you to wave your finger? You must have been out your head. You must have been crazy to wave your finger at me. I hold deep in muddy waters. You practically raise the dead. Hold up. Rob the grave to snow the cradle, then burn the evidence down. Soapbox house of cards and glass, so don't go tossing your stones around. You must have been high. You must have been high. Let's before I say what I think this might be about, let's just keep going.
You must have been high. You must have been high. You must have been. Mouth and head up fast, so what you talking about?
so much like, I don't want to say randomness because it's calculated, but like so much little ethereal sounds that go into their music. That's really interesting.
Until you pull it out.
Right? You have really, this could have just been the bass playing its what it's playing, its riff and the drums and the singing, and it would have been fine. But they add so much to it, right?
Dance round this one till you pull it out. Boy, you must have been
Almost like a little very low distortion guitar riff there.
so high. You must have been so high. Steal, borrow, reverse, take your shady inference. Kangaroo done hung the
Cool.
with the innocent. Now you
It's like I was just gonna say that the bass line is fucking heavy, and then the guitars come in, and it's crazy.
borrow, reverse, take your shady
The
inference.
heavy bass, right? It's funky too.
Kangaroo done hung
And those guitars come in, like melt your face.
Now your weeping shades of chosen in the cold element you sent in your eye. And you pissed all over my black head. You must have been high. You must have been high.
And we have the whole band kind of coordinating and getting in sync for these cool hits, right? When he says hi here both times, the whole band is doing something. The hi-hats on the drums, the bass is hitting its note, the guitar is hitting their notes. Really cool kind of circular motion of the music there. Evelyn, I want to say hello. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. We're reacting to Tool right now, as you can see.
You must have been high. You must have been high.
So for me, right, generally speaking, this song is basically talking about being a hypocrite. Literally says right there. Awesome. Look, I'm dumb sometimes when it comes to lyrics, especially when they're written in such a poetic way. So I might need some help on like who he's talking about. Is it like politics in general? Is it talking about elites? Is it talking about a specific person? Right. But I think politicians or elites, this can definitely be, you know, talking about like being on your soapbox and being in a glass house. Right. Like for me, that's talking about elites, politicians, what have you. And them kind of judging others from up on their soapbox, right? Like that's what I'm getting from this. And then everything that they're judging you for, they essentially do the same and worse, right? Or they do worse things than that. So they're hypocrites.
Who are you to wave your finger so full of it? Eyeballs deep in muddy waters, fucking hypocrite. Liar, lawyer, mirror, show me what's the difference.
Liar, lawyer, mirror, show me the difference. Hey, I like that line for sure. Right? Oh, I think that's the first time I heard backups. What? Yeah, Abby, caviar, and the song called "The Pot," which makes sense. Calling the kettle out from calling the kettle out from the pot, so to speak, when the difference is none. Yeah, 100%. I like this. Now you're weeping shades of Co's and Indigo. Indigo's like a bright pinkish purple, right? Got lemon juice up in your eye. Basically, it's crocodile tears. For indigo, there's something specific though about the color indigo. I forget what it is. I had it and now I believe indigo too is a symbol for not dishonesty, but something like that. It has to do with like the color indigo can sometimes reference like something being false or farce. There we go. So I think that's what indigo is. Blue. Are you sure? Are you sure? I totally believe you. What shading is indigo? You could be totally right, man, but indigo is a rich color between blue and violet. So we're both right. I said like a pinkish purplish. You said blue. Violet is technically blue. I mean, violet's technically purple. So darkish purplish blue. So we're both right. I will concede and say we were both right. Let's see. So it's like a purplish blue. I don't want to go to Pinterest. Like right here. Okay. Either way, what I said still stands. But yeah, the lemon juice in your eye basically is to fake crying, right? When you pissed all over my black kettle, you must have been. Yep. I mean, so the doubling down on the fake. Yep. Got all that. This riff's crazy, by the way. I like that little change up in the riff, right? Is doom 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 doom, adding an extra note in there, creating triplets. Not triplets, but in 5/4. Hold up, now you have color me intrigued. That's in 4/4. What about this part? I don't know. If you count it wrong enough, everything's in 4/4. I'm paying attention to the guitars because that's my bread and butter, and like how like so how so tightly knit together they are. Like I don't think this or they recorded it once and then doubled it. I think they recorded it twice, but it's so tight. It's kind of crazy to me. Damn. Yeah, man. I've never like sat down and like analyzed Tool that much, to be honest. So it's kind of, I've been wanting to do this where like, yes, I've heard plenty a million times like while I'm doing other shit, right? But actually like sit down and analyze the production, the song, the lyrics, all that stuff. It's kind of one of the things I wanted to do. So I really do appreciate that, Russ. But if you don't know me, which you're new to the channel, and I appreciate that, I love time signature changes. So I've said it already today, but one of my favorite bands is RX Bandits. They're kind of an independent band. They're like ska rock fusion, but progressive ska punk. That's what they're called. But they have crazy time signatures too, and they record and produce in a very unique way where they have a bunch of like the guitars are never playing the same stuff together, right? They're never playing in unison. It's this one's playing like the upper register of the chord, this one's playing the lower register of the chord. They have crazy breakdowns and shit like that that's like totally off the cuff that are in like 11/6 or whatever crazy time signatures. So I love that shit. So definitely would love to hear that. I can throw some additional light on this one once you're done. This is kind of a Zeppelin diss track. It's interesting how at the beginning of his vocals seemed in front of the music and how he is with or equal with the music at the end. Yeah, Javier. That's kind of what I was saying with the there's not much going on at the beginning either. So it's kind of a showcase of the vocals with the bass and the drums being kind of the backing. And then when the guitar comes in, like it's all of the band coming together. So yeah, 100% you're correct. But yeah, the guitar sound and for Tool murders the sound of basically any other band out there, 100%. Yeah, go for it, Russ. Shed some more light. I love when the chat kind of comes in and tells me I'm wrong, right, or adds some additional stuff. So I'm curious how it's a Zeppelin diss track. So this is tooting my own horn a little bit here, but I do feel like Zeppelin's kind of the elites, or they are seen as the elites of rock and roll, right? So I want to know more about that. So what I said is technically correct, but it's just not of society. It's more of the rock music society. So the song is mainly about hypocrisy, like I said, but Tool had a bit of a beef with Zeppelin after recording a Zepp track and trying to release it. That's the short version. I know Zeppelin is pretty gung-ho about bands covering their songs. I remember, I don't know if you guys have seen School of Rock. I actually could probably find it. Back when School of Rock came out, right? It was during the days of like, what is it? The behind the scenes on the DVD. This was one of those that was on there. Tool called them out on the song by mentioning Muddy Waters, who they stole a whole lot of love from. His song "You Need Love" is blatantly where they got it, and he sued them but lost. I think that's part of why they also talk about the Kangaroo Court in this one. So called them out in the song by mentioning Muddy Waters, who they stole a whole lot of love from. Got it. Okay. The song You Need Love is blatantly where they got it. And he sued them but lost. Yeah. I have an issue with like stealing unless it's like blatant. Because so much music is built off of so much other shit. Led Zeppelin stole their shit from basically any type of rock was stolen from like black musicians of the early 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. Like everything is stolen from something, right? It's a matter of how blatant is it. If you take the template from something or the overall basics of the song, build upon that and make it your own, I don't have an issue with it. I really don't. But once you're like taking credit for something that isn't yours and like the chord structure is exactly the same, like there was like, I don't like what the hell, I can't think of the band's name. I guess that point doesn't matter because I don't remember the name of the song. There was a band that stole a song from, or was sued for stealing a song from Joe Satriani, and I don't like that band. And even I was like, oh, let me listen to this and see. And the chord structure was the same. The melody of the guitar matched the melody of his vocals. Like, it was pretty blatant. And even if they accidentally did it, which it's very hard to believe, but Sarah Heaven during the Kennedy Wars was better than Led Zeppelin and actually had Robert Plant in tears. Ann Wilson's on another level, IVR. Like that woman is crazy. Her vocals have not faltered in any way in her older age. And I feel like she's just gotten better with time. She's like one of those unique talents that like will never be replicated. Music doesn't sound very, there's all aspects to a song. It could be the music. It could be the chord progression. It could be the structure. It could be the lyrics. So like, so let me show you real quick. I know that Led Zeppelin has been a big proponent of like not sharing their shit. And School of Rock came out and they had a Led Zeppelin song in it. I don't remember which one, but thank you for the subscription. Appreciate you. They had to basically beg them to let them use the song for like 13 seconds or whatever the fuck it was. But let me show you guys that real quick.
In the movie, the song that we wanted to use was...
Okay, here it is.
In the movie, the song that we wanted to use was the Immigrant Song, and we really wanted it bad, and we were afraid they weren't going to let us use it because they have a history of not letting people use their songs.
Right.
So this was Richard Linklater's idea. Hey, Jack, beg them. And I said, all right, I'll try. Enjoy. Hey, Robert Plant, Jimmy Page, John Paul Jones, the gods of rock, and the greatest rock band of all time. We need your song, man. We need the Immigrant Song. This is a movie about rock, and without that song, this movie will crumble into smithereens. Oh no, the movies kick ass. But dude, your song would be the hard rockin' cherry on the top of the mountain. Please.
Anyways, we don't have to watch the whole thing, but they basically did that. It was Coldplay was when I was thinking of. So like, and I don't want this to go on forever, but Coldplay, Joe, stop it. Joe, mother Satriani comparison. There we go. Okay. So this had 2.7 million views 15 years ago, and it's literally some no-name person on YouTube comparing the two. It's essentially, I think one's in a major key, one's in a minor key. The chord progressions are the same, the tempos are different, but everything else is almost exactly. So let's hear this real quick. No. Joe Satriani. So essentially, right? They're in different keys. I think one's in a major key, one's in a minor key. The tempos are a little bit different, but the way even the chords are playing on both are the same, right? He's playing guitar, they're doing it on a synth, but doom 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 doom. It's played the same exact way, and the melody of the singing is the same as Joe Satriani's melody on the guitar. Like, if they didn't purposefully rip this off, then fucking there's a glitch in the matrix. All right. This was the only time where I was like, oof, yeah, that looks really bad. Both of their videos have the same blue background and white writing. Even the font is the same. I mean, come on, guys. There's no way, right? Bittersweet Symphony, I think, was different, Aviar. I think that one was written by Mick Jagger or somebody from the Rolling Stones. They released it and they didn't give them the right credits, I believe, is what happened with that. Something like that. But no, I agree, Russ, that like some of the what's it? Glitch in the Matrix. I mean, there's no other explanation, right? I'd have to listen to it. I know Led Zeppelin's been kind of key in a lot of stuff, but look, like the Yardbirds was a blatant ripoff of a lot of like the kind of I don't want to say Chuck Berry, but like the early rock, jazz rock type of musicians from way back when that were all African American. So like a lot of it is they weren't popular because black musicians weren't as popular. They said this was going to be a hit. They took that and they did it. Right. So a lot of the rock culture can be definitely 100% attributed to black artists. So, and other artists in general that didn't make it popular. There's simply way different words and had no problems. It's because it's not the same. Bittersweet Symphony was written. Let me end the recording and then we'll talk about it, because I think this stuff is interesting. The law behind music is interesting. I took a business law class with a focus in music and it was so interesting to me. But let me so yeah, that was really cool. We went on a whole tangent on Tool, but I think it's warranted for sure. Definitely want more Tool on the channel. I appreciate that, Russ. Thank you so much. More Tool coming soon. Okay, so I know for the story of Bittersweet Symphony, which by the way, I do not like that song at all. No, that's not what I want. Is it 1997? Produced by youth and really. Bittersweet Symphony is based on a sample of the 19th. Okay, here we go. Bittersweet Sympathy is based on a sample from a 1965 version of the Rolling Stones song "The Last Time" by Andrew Oldham Orchestra. The Verve added strings, guitar, percussion, and vocals. They attained rights to use "Last Time" sample from the copyright holder, Decca Records, but were denied permission from the Rolling Stones' former manager, Alan Klein. Following a lawsuit, the Verve... You guys can't see this, my bad. I'm so excited about it that I didn't even... Following a lawsuit, the Verve relinquished all royalties, and the Rolling Stones members Mick Jagger and Keith Richards were added to the songwriting credits. In 2019, 10 years after Klein's death, Jagger, Richards, and Klein's son ceded the rights to the Verve songwriter Richard Ashcroft. Russ, thank you for the follow. I appreciate you. Or for the subscription, excuse me. I appreciate you. So I was not really that right on this one, to be honest. It is a sample. I don't know what a sample is. The 1960s version of the Rolling Stones song, Last Time. So hold on a second. It's a version. The Rolling Stones version is already a cover or retake of an orchestral song. Am I getting that correctly? What kind of breakdown are you looking for? Music, vocals? What you looking for? I'm curious to hear this. So hold on a second. What was it called? The Last Time. Let me hear this.
Well, I've told you once and I've told you twice.
That doesn't sound like it. Orchestral version. Here we go. Bro, I mean, also happy birthday. I appreciate you. What kind of breakdown are you looking for? What do you want me to focus on is what I'm asking. Do you want me to focus on the music? Do you want me to focus on the message, the lyrics? It's really close, dude. And if I play The Verge, yeah, man, this has 1 billion views. Anyways, that stuff interests me a lot because where do we draw the line between like this is just a sample and it's not? Like, if you guys really are curious, if you go to this website Who Sampled and you type in a song, go away. You can figure out like for instance, if I go to Atmosphere, who I listen to a lot, 306 samples, obviously because they're a hip hop group. So this is one of my favorite songs, God's Bathroom Floor. It has all of the samples in the one song, and it shows you all of them. They were really Ant, who's the producer, was very much prevalent in old R&B. I'm talking like 60s R&B. So he would have a lot of that stuff that wasn't really popular. Oh, your breakdowns can be yours. The song is based on the Fibonacci sequence, and I don't expect anyone to. Oh no, Russ, I want to do a breakdown. I just want, since you're paying for it, I want you to get what you want. So like, I can do a breakdown of any of the stuff. It's just a matter of what would you rather see? A breakdown of the lyrics, a breakdown of the music structure, a breakdown of the message, all of it. Like those are all different things. That's all. I will say though, if you want, so here's the thing. I'm gonna do this. If you want the best bang for your buck, honestly, I can do the breakdown live. But honestly, I'll be much more efficient and in tune if it's not live. So if you want to donate, want to see you react to the song however you naturally like with the pot, then I would like you to react to the mathematical breakdown vid after. I see what you meant. When you said, would you indulge me with a breakdown video after? I thought you meant me. I get you now. You want me to react to the song, then react to the video, the breakdown, somebody else's breakdown video after. Bet. Yeah, that's fine. I misunderstood you, so my bad. My bad. That's why I hate texting. So this song real quick, by the way, you're going to see Atmosphere on the channel more because I'm regaining my feeling I had with them in college. And they were just, so here's a song, right?
Ain't no way,
Ain't no
to
way.
explain or say how painful the hangover was today. In front of the toilet, hands and knees, trying to breathe in between the dry heaves. My baby made me some coffee, afraid that if I drink some, it's probably...
So that's that, and then it says hook riff, right? So if I play this, go away. It was just that first part was vamped. So this website's so cool, like to kind of see. I mean, this literally is mentioned "Summertime" by Will Smith, right? Summer's fine, and then all this stuff. But this is fun to go through, man. Like when I'm listening to these bands, like who they sample, and you can see all the different artists that's in one song. Bro, with the $20 donation, Russ, thank you. Appreciate you. How Tool used math to create Lateralis. Bro, that's really interesting for sure. All right, let me symbolism instrumentals or riffs made by other band members for a singer-song who claim full written can lead to. So techno, this is a hip hop group. So like sampling's prevalent. I don't think Slug, who's the MC, thought like Ant produced these. He's not playing the piano. He's back there with records and like mixing and stuff. So like I don't think it was that at all. And I'm pretty sure I was deep into Atmosphere and like their lore, and not their lore, but like how they do their working and shit. And I know that they discussed like who was being sampled and stuff. So he was aware. 7, 8, 9, because these all 3 type signatures. Bruh. All right. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'll leave it up to you actually, Russ. Do you want this to be a separate video where I can do like an actual super deep dive? Because the deep dives I do sometimes end up being like longer than like 30 minutes. Or, so do you want it to be a separate video or do you want it to be live? That's my question for you. George Clinton was massively sampled by early hip hop, Snoop, Dre, etc. Most people don't even know, but it's super obvious when you hear Clinton. Atomic Dog is probably the. Yeah. That's Dre though. That's Dr. Dre would sample a bunch of George Clinton. I know there's more than this, bro. God, oh, here we go. The woman with the tattooed hands. This is one of my favorite songs also. Hunted, how are you? Hello. See, like this is right here. So if we play this right now. All right, we'll get to that in a second. I'm good, Hunted. Nice to see you. There we go. So you hear that, right? So weird. And then listen to this. Sped up and tuned down. This song's so dope, dude. Oh my god, I can go for hours talking about atmosphere.
I used to know this woman who had the most beautiful tattoos on the top sides of both of her hands. She was 43 years old, and as far as I know, had never yet been with a man.
Anyways, I could go through it. Joint Dale knows about samples, right? Yeah, man. So I spent like for almost a few days, see like a bunch of different artists. Mad love for atmosphere, bro. You know what song I heard? Little Man the other day. Maybe we'll do a reaction to that. Little Man. I heard that yesterday, and being much older now, like 10 years later, listening to this with kids, it hits so much harder. So we'll do that. Okay. Russ requested something. So let's get into that real quick. You wanted Tool, but Lateralis. There's been an epidemic going on for 2 whole Tool songs now. This is what I do. These are so funny. This is what Einstein listened to before writing the Bible. It's stupid ass. Oh, Hunted, how are you doing? Everybody say hi to Hunted. She's a good friend of mine and a mod of the channel. So if you guys act out, she'll kick your ass. All right. I can't get hard over how good they implemented the Frappuccino sequence in the song. The Frappuccino sequence. Oh my god. All right, Russ, I'm going to start recording. All right, welcome back to the channel. So Russ had recently requested through a donation to react to Tool. And I mentioned to him that I like, time signature changes. I like crazy breakdowns. I like music that takes work to create type of thing. And he told me to react to Tool's Lateralis. Apparently, they used math to create this song, which is interesting to me as somebody who loves math. I'm a math nerd, guys. So I'm very interested in listening to this and hearing that. He also requested, which will be a separate video, that I'll do after the fact. Kind of a breakdown of the math of this song. So stay tuned for that. I'll be doing that as well. But I'm excited to get into this one. This one is Tool Lateralis. Hopefully I'm saying that right. It has 23 million views and was released it was released a long time ago. I don't know when it was released actually, but they put it on YouTube in August of 2019. So I'm excited to get into this. Let's do it. Nice, clean, subtle guitar. It's got to be like an effect on the bass drum or something. Like, it's weird. Weird. It's cool though. Hold on. Sorry, guys. And then I don't want that to go off. Starting off already. Let's try to figure this out. Bro, what the fuck is that? Is that what is that? 6/4? No. 6/8 to 9/8? Is that what I'm hearing? Let's go back. This is 4/4. 2, 3, 4. 2. No, maybe. Cool, like sound of the drums. Do you happen to know what that is, Russ? That time signature? Well, I mean, I'm sure the breakdown video will talk about it, but it sounded like 6/8 to 9/8, but I also felt like there was more than one beat, one more beat than 9. Where is it? 16/8. That's crazy. This is 5/4. Yeah. the way they recorded the drums too, like a lot of tracks will have all of the drums is spread out but all of it sounds spread out. The way they recorded it on here, and this is common for sure, but I'm noticing it. The bass is in the center. All the toms, like, so a lot of the toms on the drum kit, right, are some are left, some are center, some are right. They're all tracked like that on the track. So you could hear that. The cymbals are tracked on the track the way they are on the drum set. Really cool. It's like you're there watching them. So Russ, if you don't know this, I have a degree in music. So like, real quick tangent, but one of the things I had to do for my final was they would play a rhythm. Not only did I have to know what it was, so like I said 5/4, but I had to write the rhythm down. 8th note, 16 notes, dotted, whatever. That was our final. It was essentially sight, what is it called? Sight reading, but for rhythms. That was like one of 4 parts. So crazy. I have trouble, like, when everything's already polyrhythmic and then on top of that you're doing the crazy time signature. That's when I have issues trying to catch it, right? Okay, we got 9/8 to start. Sorry, I'm gonna do this. God damn it. I'm trying to count for you guys so you can kind of hear what I'm hearing. I mean, at least in these last 2 songs, right? You said they let their instruments breathe. I think it's a lot of songs, especially now, like metal tunes and stuff. It's like, let's create this heavy riff and heavy sound. It's like, it's okay to let music breathe, guys. Like, start off slow. Both these songs started off slow. The guitars came in, the vocals came in. They had a crazy breakdown. Then it dies back down. Like, literally like you're breathing, like slow. Like, that's how the song flows.
There is so much more and beckons me to look through to these infinite possibilities. As below, so above and beyond, I imagine.
Right? So you were getting kind of breathy vocals, right? Do 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 do. Also polyrhythmic. Do 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 do. And now we have the
Infinite possibilities. As below, so above and beyond, I imagine.
the guitars come in.
Sidelines the reason. Push the envelope. Watch it bend.
And the vocals speed up, and the bass is playing louder, the drums are playing louder. There's a buildup. So like another thing that's cool, and we talked about this last song, but a lot of times bands, for every single song they have, like the vocals will almost be like the focal point until there's a bridge, breakdown, a solo, right? Tool, I've noticed this before this, but this is a very good example. The vocals in this case right now, they have the solo. Now there's a shift in tonal priority. The music is it's all music, but the rhythm section is now the focal point, and the vocals are playing support, right? So the whole song, it's been the vocals and the music supporting it along the way. Music supporting it along the way. We had the solo and things shifted. Now the music is the main focal point, and the vocals are supporting the song. They're kind of the backup as opposed to everything else going on. Really subtle, but a really cool artistic choice that I don't think a lot of other bands do, honestly. I mean, I'm sure there's some where they have songs like that, but not where it shifts in the middle of the song. I could be totally wrong, but this is the first time I've heard a band do it consistently. Dare I say it's almost obvious that they made that choice, because you hear the vocals aren't as crisp and upfront as they normally are. Like, honestly, if you're listening on crappy headphones, the vocals could kind of get lost in that part. And that's by design, right? This section in 6/8. Again, we have this pre-delay thing going on. It's much quicker this time, but you're hearing very, 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 very subtly in maybe like a couple milliseconds before he says what he says, and it's echoing in the background, and then he actually sings it. Actually, there's two delays, to be honest with you. It's that pre-delay, and then there's an actual like maybe half-second delay on there. Interesting. Don't want to ruin a guitar solo, but very cool how the vocals transitioned into the guitar solo by hitting the same note. What the hell was that? So they're taking that extreme, I don't want to say it's like reverb delay. It's very, very, very like big empty hall type of delay. Sorry, reverb, excuse me. And it's kind of making it sound like it's in a tunnel. Really cool. It almost didn't sound like guitar for a second. Ooh, for once I can actually hear the two different parts. So when they first come into that riff, the part is palm muted for those of you who don't know what that means. Essentially, right? I'm not going to play it, but palm mute is going to sound different. I got to do this real quick. Sorry, I can't multitask. Okay, a palm mute. When you play it, it's tuned down. I forgot. If you play a power chord, right? It's a regular power chord. But if I palm mute it, that's where they call it heavy chugs now, but that's where the heavy chug come. And essentially, I have my palm, hence the word palm. What the hell just happened? Of course. I have my palm on the strings that I'm playing, and it basically mutes it. That's why it's called palm, and you get that chugging sound. So it's very prevalent in rock music, specifically metal and stuff like that. A lot of metal bands do it. It's kind of, like I said, prevalent in the chugging portion of rock. But my point here is, at least at the beginning section of that, when they come in and do that, they're doing those at slightly different times, and you can hear it. That's how you know this isn't just recorded once, overdubbed, and split. It's recorded twice.
My feet upon the
so many cool things in this, man. They're playing in halftime, right? So 4/4 would be 1, 2, what? 1, 2, 3, 4. Halftime is essentially you're cutting that in half, but it's in the same space. So instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, you're getting 1, 2, 1, 2. They were playing eighth notes, but so it's instead of 4 and 2, it's 8 and 4. But you get the math there. Real cool. Six 4. So we're in 6/8 now, which still works because mathing. So before it was 6/4. Now it's 6/8. Synth at the end. Fade out. Nicely done. Yeah, man. Those time signatures are always so interesting to me and like trying to catch it. You know, like I feel like sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's hard. When there's a lot going on, it's very difficult. I was able to catch some of them, but not all of them. You mentioned the Fibonacci sequence. You can see it here. Oops. I hope if I actually show my screen. You can see it here. The Fibonacci sequence is in the background, the spiral. But what we had 9/8 at one point. I think we had 7/8. We had 6/4, 6/8. You said something, Russ, about you was going to be called 987 because it had those time signatures in there. Is it 987 one of the numbers of the Fibonacci sequence, 987, or am I wrong? I don't remember the Fibonacci sequence. Let me look. Let me see. Numbers of the Fibonacci sequence. That doesn't help me, bro. Lol, yes it is. Bruh. Okay. Fibonacci sequence is a series of numbers of 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5. This isn't going to tell me what it is, does it? Good catch. So, yeah. I mean, that makes sense to me. I don't know what I don't know which one it is. I just, for some reason, that specific number I remembered was part of it. That's very interesting. Did they like actually do that on purpose, knowing full well it was part of the Fibonacci sequence and the spiral, or did that just like, is that another glitch in the matrix where it just happened by accident, by happenstance? Um, I mean, I feel like I can look it up. I want to see time signatures in Lateralis. Oh, look at me. I'm actually pretty good. Dang. So it says song change from 9/8 to 8/8 to 7/8. So I missed the set 8/8, I think. Danny Carey says it was originally titled 9/8/7 for the time signatures. Then it turned out the 9/8/7 was the 60th number of the Fibonacci sequence. That's crazy, bro. This is good catch. I'm guessing it's on purpose with how much they use sequence in this, but it could be a glitch. That's kind of crazy to me. Burger kill integral. I don't know what the hell that means. Yeah, I reversed it earlier when I said 789. Oh no, you're good. Did it get deleted just now? What just happened? Oh no. Oh. Josa, if you would like to request a song, the guidelines are the pinned chat message at the top. They're all there. It's $10 minimum to go ahead and request. I appreciate you. It says there, then it turned out. So that makes it sound like a glitch. I mean, yes, but also, do we know for a fact that like, could they be yanking our chain a little bit? Like, oh, it just happened to be that way. We didn't know, right? Like, sometimes I take what artists say with a grain of salt, specifically Tool people or artists like Tool, where like everything means something and everything's poetic and artistic. Just because, I don't know. Whenever I can get to it, I have watch a new performance that has been compared to Pink Floyd and Queen. I'm getting off in 10 minutes, Joy. We kind of went long with this one, but I'm getting off it. But if you want to message me about it, we can definitely work that out. Russ, are you cool with me doing a separate video for the breakdown of that? So yeah, I will be doing a separate video for reacting to a breakdown of this song. I'm curious to see kind of how accurate I was with a lot of the stuff. I didn't even talk about the lyrics because I was so enamored by the music and the time signatures and shit. So, but I'm excited to do that. Thank you, Russ, for that request, and I will definitely be doing the breakdown reaction video coming up pretty quickly here. So look forward to that. All right. It could for sure. I mean, they made the song using the sequence and then included the lines overthinking, overanalyzing. Yeah, I always take what artists say with a grain of salt. Just because of that, like, oh, leave it up for interpretation of the art of the. It gets more engagement and it kind of makes it more interesting. So, like, I wouldn't put it past them for sure. That's really cool. I mean, that's a really interesting and dope way of kind of going about it, you know. But I love that. That was awesome. Okay, so I will make that. I wanted to say this too, Russ. If you have Discord, if you'd like Discord, if you'd like to join the Discord, I do have a Discord. The link should pop up in a second here. A lot of cool people in there, a lot of funny people. There it is. If you feel like joining, feel free to join. You can post requests in there. Right now, I'm very inundated, so I'm only doing paid requests, Patreon requests, and the one-off requests that like I really wanted to. Perfect. Appreciate you. I haven't opened up Discord yet, so if you just joined or if you've been in there and I didn't notice, then I'm an asshat for that, and I apologize. But I appreciate you. I see here. Join the server at 147. Perfect. Role changes. Make sure you got your roles. All right, let me fix that for you real quick. All right, I can't deal with silence. Server settings. Member. There we go. Here. Add roles. We're gonna do Flux Family. All right, now you should see some more shit in there. So if you go to my Discord, you'll see a bunch of more channels in there for you now. All good. This week's gonna be more so, but I very much hang out in the listen and speak with the lo-fi radio going. I will have my mic live, but I won't be talking unless people are in there. So if you want to hang out and chat, you can. If not, that's cool too. But there's a bunch of stuff in there. We got Pokemon game going on where you can catch Pokemon. A bunch of stuff. So really, really cool. Okay. All right, we're gonna call it for today. I'm exhausted. I didn't eat lunch and I'm hungry. These things always go longer than I expect them to be. We've been live for about 3 hours. It was something I wanted to talk about and I don't remember right now. Oh, I wanted to say this. You all know YouTube and how it's been off and on of them trying to get rid of reaction channels. Look, I will hold on. You guys know YouTube has kind of been off and on about trying to silently but surely get rid of reaction channels. I will be doing reactions as long as I can on this channel. But at the same time, when you see the writing on the wall, you have to kind of adapt. And I'm trying to adapt here. You're going to see an uptick in stuff on my Patreon and for my YouTube membership. And this isn't to plug that, but more so to say that content that's going to be on there is going to be more so what my content will be in the future. I have to prepare myself. Whilst I don't do this for money, I would like to still continue doing it. Let me rephrase. The sole purpose of this isn't to make money. It's to do this to have fun, to hang out, all that stuff. At the end of the day, I would like to keep doing it. And so I see the writing on the wall. I've seen a lot of the kind of more major reactors get kind of hosed and some other stuff with my own channel, other people's channel. And I'm just preparing, right? I'm hoping for the best, preparing for the worst. There's going to be a shift eventually in my channel. Instead of having only reaction content on my channel, I will be mixing in other things. I do have a gaming channel that I've neglected. I do have a music channel that I'm hoping to release more music on pretty soon. So all these things are going to be happening on the channel. Lots of changes. I'm trying to do that whilst not neglecting anyone. So like I said, there's still gonna be reaction stuff, but I am gonna be posting a lot of other stuff. I have a lot of opinions. I have a lot of knowledge on a lot of different things. I've been streaming for like 6 years at this point, in 2019, so 5 years at this point. So I have a lot of knowledge there that I want to share. I have a lot of video game knowledge that I want to share, but I also have a lot of music stuff that I'd like to share. Kind of talk. Oh, that's my dog Macy. She's our old broad. Hi, Macy. Come here. Yeah, she turned 14 this year. 13, I think. She's our $1 million dog. So I'm preparing for all that stuff, and there's gonna be a lot of cool content, don't get me wrong, but some of it might be different for you guys, right? So I just want to kind of warn you. But a lot of my Patreon stuff is gonna be more so it's gonna be a lot of breaking down songs and breaking down artists and production and chord structures and all that stuff, and not necessarily just sitting here reacting. I already do that, but there's gonna be a lot of there's not gonna be any more of sitting here listening to the song and reacting to it and then breaking it down. It's going to be more so breaking down. I'm going to have a lot of video game content. I am going to go live from time to time on Twitch and do gaming stuff because I like doing that. So if I'm live on YouTube, it's usually music related. It's usually reaction related. If I'm live on Twitch, it's usually video game related. So there's going to be that. I know Hunted will be happy about that because she misses gaming with me. I just haven't had the time lately. So there's a lot of cool stuff, a lot of changes. I know people don't like change, but I wanted to let you guys know that. And then I'm just trying to get my music going. It's been a little bit difficult with my time and stuff. So just expect some changes, expect some other stuff happening. But you know, it's all going to be there. And the last thing I want to say is, I wholeheartedly meant 10 days ago was my 1-year anniversary of my first ever music reaction on the channel. You guys know this. I started off with gaming content, literally just posting stream highlights. Actually, literally just posting gaming highlights. Then I started streaming, and then it was stream highlights. And then I started doing game reviews and all that jazz. And I kind of mixed in, trailer reactions, TV show reactions, etc. And then I shifted to music. And when I started music reactions, my first one was High Ren. March 15th of 2023, I had 96 subscribers. We're at March 25th, 2024. And I don't even know, I'm at almost 9,000 subscribers. So, there's a lot of people telling me I was going to have 15K subscribers, 20K subscribers in a year. I'm not too worried about that, but the growth is amazing. I got 96 subs in 3 years, and then in 1 year I got 9,000. So or 8,000, I guess. That's a big thing for me, and I appreciate you guys for a lot of you. I mean, Hunted is my friend, so I give the benefit of the doubt. No, but we have Hunted, Aviar, we have Joy, we have Evelyn, we have Hugs, who's not in here. We have Steven, who's not in here, but a lot of these people, and there's a lot of people I didn't mention, come to see me. They don't care what I post, and I appreciate that. I never thought, even my 96 subscribers on there, I never thought I would have 96 people that would want to watch me. And to have 9,000 is crazy. So I wanted to create an homage to Ren and a kind of an anniversary video of my channel of all of the Ren reactions I've done and kind of do snippets and highlights of each of those. I just did not have the time to do it. So instead of that, I'm doing a breakdown, deep dive, 2 videos of each of those that I've already reacted to. So a musical breakdown, and then like a message breakdown. And the message is probably going to entail with the video as well. So like for High Ren, I'll talk about the lighting and stuff and him rolling in, as well as the message of the song. So that'll be the second video. The first video will be breaking down the music. I'm going to be doing that with all of the songs I've already reacted to. I think it'll be a fun time. I think it'll be really fun to do. So like essentially my anniversary video is going to be elongated, and it's going to be broken down into a long period of time. So I think that's really cool. But it is what it is. I think it's cool to see all of you in the chat every day that I do stream, which I'm trying to do more of. and in the comment section of all my videos. So Hunted, lots more. I will be doing lots more gaming content, which means I will also be gaming more often, but I'll also be gaming not for content either. I know Warzone came out for mobile, and I've been trying to figure out how to play on my monitor and all that stuff. I know I've been playing a lot of Switch lately, which I don't think you have, but I'm trying to get more into gaming again. So I know you'll be happy about that. So if you guys want to game as well, the Discord has sections for that, and I'd be glad to do all of that with you guys too. I think it'll be fun. But anyways, I appreciate you guys being in here today with me. Russ, thank you for all of the love and support and the donations. I really do appreciate you. Hunted for hanging out. Aviar for hanging out. Who else came in here today? Techno for hanging out. Joint Dale for hanging out. All of you guys for coming in. Joint Dale, the next video that should drop today is my Ren and Elvis one that I did that you requested. So that'll be dropping today. So anyways, I appreciate the love and support you guys show me all the time. Thank you so much. And please do remember that good vibes are contagious. I'll see y'all around later.